Oh boy, here we go. Alright, so not only am I about to do a review for the first time in years, but I'm going to make sure that it's about a game that released months ago and was super popular and one that no one needs another opinion on whatsoever. Do you see that coming? Huh? You hear that, Dad? I'm not playing by your rules! Surely the algorithm will be pleased. All hail the algorithm. It is good and it is merciful. So yeah, the latest entry in the legendary Resident Evil franchise released in May of this year to the delight of Amazon fetishists all over the world. But would it be controversial to say that the buxom 9-foot-tall mommy vampire is the least important aspect of this game? Let me do some research. No, I guess it wouldn't be. I'm off to a great start here. To get straight to the point, Resident Evil Village might be the best Resident Evil game I've ever played. It does a brilliant job of blending the camp of earlier entries with the stomach-wrenching dread of later examples. There's a lot of tributes in this game. Everything from classic Universal movie monsters to Jaws to Silent Hill. All of them seem to get a tip of the cap. And if that sounds like a mishmash that shouldn't work, I totally get it. I'd have been suspicious too, but for the 9 of you who haven't played Resident Evil Village, I highly recommend it. It picks up a little while after Resident Evil 7. Once again, you're playing Ethan Winters, a man whose can-do attitude is matched only by his Wolverine-esque healing factor. Once again, you're off to a mysterious landscape to save someone you love, only this time around you're looking for your daughter. That's right, you and Mia are once again sharing a household and presumably a bed, which, if you remember the events of the previous game, sounds pretty stupid on Ethan's part. In order to save your daughter, you explore a mysterious village and face off against werewolves, zombies, and the 4 lords of the surrounding area, each with their own aesthetic, motivations, and horrifying tricks up their sleeves. And, like I said before, Vampire WNBA over here might be the gal who brought you to this game, but in my opinion, she's one of the least interesting villains here. And she's actually a really interesting villain. But her co-conspirators are a mob of insanity that would give Batman's antagonists a run for their money. The bad guys really are the best part of this game, which is to be expected in this franchise. But man, they've really outdone themselves. Their lairs are chock full of hidden objects, puzzles, and all the exploratory, creepy castle-style gaming that you want out of Resident Evil. In that sense, this game is a glorious example of the type of more of the same gameplay that's actually a net positive. You've got scares, you've got puzzles, you've got awkward why the hell can't I run faster than this combat. Basically, you've got Resident Evil. If there was anything I didn't care for in Resident Evil Village, it was Ethan Winters himself. While you do get a deeper glimpse into who he really is in this installment, he still exists as a fairly bland, self-insert sort of character, which I suppose, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that big of a deal. Hell, there are moments when it's downright hilarious.
Ah, shit!
I'm nitpicking here, but I think it was worth saying. That doesn't stop this from being a great game, easily one of the best releases of 2021. I was disappointed to find out that Capcom actually didn't have any DLC planned for this release, though they are working on some now. Fortunately, the new Game Plus is there to scratch that itch. That and all the Lady Dimitrescu cosplays we'll be sure to enjoy at upcoming cons now that the pandemic is over.
Joseph says something like, hey, I just invested in this thing. It's called Bitcoin. And I got 10 Bitcoin in my crypto wallet. Hopefully nothing happens to me. And the love of my life is able to access them in the event of my death.
And they all like hugged him and told him that they would never let anything happen to him.
Yeah.
And he's a special member of this team.
And then there was a standing ovation.
And an eagle flew through the air and gutted a liberal college professor.
That man was Albert Einstein.